The purpose of the Neanderthal, his institutions, his wars, his science, his economics, his culture, his philosophy. He was put on earth to destroy the African's destiny to reunite with his creator. And either we will achieve our destiny as a people, which is the reunification with the black god of Africa, or we will live in hell with the devil. So getting back to the conversation on spiritual nutrition. And as we have this conversation, we have some spiritually deficient Neanderthals all in the Instagram posts. And we have some spiritually deficient Negroes all in the Instagram posts. You cannot be angry at a person or people who is fulfilling their function in this world. You cannot be angry at a people who are fulfilling their divine appointment in this world. I don't know why God created the Neanderthal. I don't know why the ancestors allowed the Neanderthal to take black glory away from Africans. I don't know the answer to that. But I do know that I have no right to get angry at the Neanderthal nation for carrying out their divinely appointed responsibility. I cannot get angry for the Neanderthal nation for carrying out their divinely appointed mission. In other words, the Neanderthal was created to sabotage the African's destiny to achieve supreme consciousness as a race of people. I'm going to say this again. The Neanderthal was created to test the African, to challenge the African, to sabotage the African. Stop being angry at your enemy for doing what he was created to do. Stop being angry at your enemy for carrying out his divinely appointed mission. The Neanderthal was created for the express purpose to challenge the African, to force you to achieve God consciousness or live in eternal hell. The purpose of the Neanderthal, his institutions, his wars, his science, his economics, his culture, his philosophy. He was put on earth to destroy the African's destiny to reunite with his creator. And either we will achieve our destiny as a people, which is the reunification with the black god of Africa. We will either achieve our divinely appointed mission on this planet, which is to reunify with God, or we will live in hell with the devil. Let me say this another way. No Queen Dells. No Queen Dells. No. Destroying what the white man has created does not achieve liberation. Destroying what the white man has created does not achieve liberation. Let's just say, peace and love, Queen. What happened? What happened to my Instagram? What happened to my Instagram? What happened to my Instagram? There we go. If the white man left America right now, if the white man left Africa right now, if the white man left Brazil right now, if the white man left South Africa right now, you would still be in hell because you have copied and studied your oppressor. You have made your life and your reality a total reflection of his life and his reality. So destroying his system does not bring you political or spiritual liberation. And let us be clear, we must achieve both. Let us be clear, we must achieve both. You cannot ignore political liberation just because you're on a spiritual journey. You cannot ignore political liberation just because you are on a spiritual journey. Too many of you Negroes think that you can opt out of the political struggle and just focus on your spiritual journey. You can't. They're two sides of one whole. You want to know why? How can you become a spiritually enlightened being knowing your brothers and sisters are living in hell, existing in hell, catching hell every day? How can you consider yourself a spiritually advanced African knowing that the rest of your African people are unemployed, underemployed, killed off by the police, mass incarcerated, miseducated, mistreated? There's no such thing as a selfish, spiritually liberated people. There's no such anybody who tells you that they are spiritually advanced. Anybody who tells you that they are spiritually advanced and they're not doing anything to liberate African people, they are a hypocrite. You cannot be selfish and spiritually inclined. This is why the black church is so filled with hypocrites. This is why the black masjid is so filled with hypocrites. This is why the black Jehovah Witness temple is so filled with hypocrites. This is even why so many black nationalist religious organizations. This is even why so many black nationalist religious organizations are hypocritical. You cannot be selfish and claim to be spiritually inclined. You can't do both. So when you find a church that says, we only feed hungry people in our congregation, but we don't feed hungry people who live in the neighborhood where the church is, that is not spiritual growth. That is selfishness. When you go to a masjid or a Jehovah Witness temple or a Hebrew temple, you go to an Episcopalian church or a Methodist church or a Seventh-day Adventist church or traditional African elay, and they tell you, we do take care of the people, but only the ones who belong to this religion. They are not spiritually progressive people. You cannot be spiritual and be selfish at the same time. You cannot be spiritual and be selfish at the same time. You cannot be spiritual and be selfish at the same time. You mean to tell me you live in a neighborhood where the children don't get a nutritional meal? You live in a neighborhood where the children do not get a nutritional meal. But you're not going to go out the church, out the mosque, out the temple, out the elay to go feed those children because their parents don't choose to worship God the way that you do. That is not spiritual advancement. That is selfishness. That is not spiritual advancement. That is selfishness. We have this idea that if we imitate the white man enough, we will be happy. We have this idea that if we replicate the white man enough, we will be happy. We have this idea that if we pursue money and materialism enough, we will be okay. You'll never be okay. No African will ever achieve peace of mind operating in a European mindset. No African will ever achieve peace of mind operating in a European mindset. No African will ever achieve peace of mind operating in a European mindset.